Hi, Trevor here, Life Reflection Request. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I'm breaking into this series yet again. I know with the video from Paul Simon, I said I was going to do B.B. King next time. Well, he's going to have to wait till the next video because of this request. The request came in the car this week, and it was followed up with a text message with a couple of the songs I needed to look at. So we're breaking into the series today. This guy was born in 1971 in East Harlem, and this guy is considered one of the most influential rappers of all time. In fact, when I asked the guy what made this guy special, he said, well, it's what he stood for. So there we go, a guy that very much spoke what he believed. The guy we're talking about is Tupac Shakur, or as the world knew him, Tupac with a number 2. And as I said, very influential in the rap scene. And looking at the videos that he's actually got, he did not have a very easy childhood at all. Very much lived life to the edges, lived life to the full, lived life to the edges of the law, and well and truly got into all sorts of bits and pieces as he grew up. You've got to understand, I think, that it's not always easy for some people who grow up the way that they do, and it's just, they know nothing different. But in amongst all of this, they're wanting to try and, I suppose, make the most of the world and trying to understand it. And when the world doesn't make sense, well, you might act up to do something about it. In fact, his parents were part of the Black Panther group, and they were a bit of a civil rights movement group as well, and so there's a bit of influence going on in there. Now, the guy we're talking about is Tupac, and he's very much a symbol of inequality and why isn't it all equal for everybody, and this is very much the case. And rap, what can we say about rap? Rap has this beautiful way of being able to seep into the absolute crevices of who we are, get us to have a look at things a bit differently and be confronted by how bad the world is. Sometimes we need this kind of wake-up call. Now, Tupac moved to San Francisco in 1988, so very much he moved from New York to San Francisco. And the rap scene was well and truly happening in the East Coast, and it was starting to happen in the West Coast as well. And that led to the East-West rap feud, which interestingly claimed a few lives going along. You don't ask too many questions around this sort of stuff because you realise that Tupac, who was 25 when he got shot in 1996 in Las Vegas, which is kind of in the middle of America a little bit, you just wonder why these things happen. Now, Tupac was inducted into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame in 2004, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017. So that's saying something there about a rap artist getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He got inducted in the year the first year he was eligible. And I've actually got a clip below of Snoop Dogg's induction of Tupac for you a little bit later. Between 1991 and 1996, there were 4 studio albums, so well and truly hit the ground running and captured the consciousness of America in particular. And between 1996 and 2007, posthumously 7 album releases. So there's a lot of material hanging around the place, certainly when he was around. 2 live albums, stacks and stacks of singles. Estimated this guy has sold around 75 million albums, so pretty successful in the scheme of things. Now, I went into this video today not really knowing what I was going to say about this guy, because you know what? Sometimes there are no words to fully explain the absolute, not first of all what he did, but the essence of who Tupac was. He was a force of nature, this guy. He wasn't scared to say what needed to be said. He wasn't scared to live the way he needed to live. He lived on the edges and pushed things to the absolute limit on many, many occasions. And he was known to get into trouble for that a little bit. But it got me thinking a little bit around this question of, who are you? Now Tupac knew who he was. I reckon. He may not have been able to put it into words, like if they're asking, hey Tupac, who are you? He might have said, well, I don't really know, but I'll give you a rap song about it. And we really and truly got to know Tupac through the lyrics. There's so many lyrics that he wrote in his rap pieces. But the question is, who are we? Were you thinking, well, Trevor, I don't know. I can't put it into words. No, I just kind of a bit of a vibe of who I am, a bit of a thing of who I am, and you know, kind of, I know who I am really. I just can't put it into words. Well, you know, that's okay, I reckon. Because I just wonder, at the times when life's going along pretty well and everything's moving and shaking and everything's going pretty well, and then something happens, and then we become confronted with this question of who am I? And we think, well, actually, do I like who I am? Now, Tupac obviously liked who he was, but do I like who I am? Do I like what I've become? Have I kind of changed into someone I don't even know? As I look in the mirror, I think, wow, I don't even know who you are. I don't know, I'm trying to like put any words to it. But an argument to say that in the hard times, you know, we get the opportunity to just step back. Perhaps you come out of a relationship and you've been in a relationship for a while and you're on your own again. You're thinking, well, I just want that next person. Just hang on for a second. Perhaps the best thing we can do to prepare ourselves for that next person is to find out who we are. So we're not going into the next relationship totally dependent on them actually fulfilling everything that we need. We're going in as a complete person, well, as complete as we can be anyway, because the next person deserves that, I reckon. We need to learn from our mistakes. We need to learn from the things that have happened and realise that we can be someone different, someone better, someone enhanced even. And, you know, we don't really know who we are really. It's like there's two bits of us going on at once. We're going on doing what we're doing, and next mean the other bit is kind of sailing along under the radar, just doing what it's doing. And I wonder whether the two actually ever reconcile with each other. Now, Tupac was able to find that reconciliation through his rap songs and who he was as a guy. He knew exactly who he was, and because of that, he pushed himself to the absolute limits. Not many of us are like Tupac. That's okay. You know, some of us don't prefer to be not quite so out there as he was. But, you know, there's also something cool about living on the edges and living on the fringes in a way, I suppose, that's safe for you. And you can only do that when you know who you are. Who is the essence of who you are? Now, I'm not going to do the whole, what would someone say at your funeral sort of thing. No, let's not go down that track. That's just too hard. And it's not your role to do that, actually. It's actually someone else's role to reflect back on who you are. So the challenge of Tupac today, I think, is this, and that is, first of all, he was able to live comfortably with his pretty horrendous past. It looks like Hal was reconciled with his mum, and she brought up Tupac on her own, and able to reconcile with her, because if you're an angry young man, you're not going to be the best person in the house. And there's a reconciliation with his mum as well. And I think in his 25 short years of life, I think he was able to come to terms with many things about his childhood, some 10 years earlier, and to realise that, hey, I'm actually going okay. I'm actually pretty successful as well. The world's resonated with me because I know who I am. So I think the encouragement of Tupac is this, just 3 simple words for you. Who are you? Who am I? God, I don't know. I have some inkling of who I am, maybe. But man, it's a hard one to answer, but just at least have a think about it and resonate with it, because you know what? We all need to be confronted with both sides of ourselves at some point. You know, that one point that's just going along doing what it's doing, and the other point is sort of thinking, what's happening here? You know, those two sides need to come together, and because that and if we're never going to discount life experience, we're going to learn to walk forward with it, whatever it is, because we try to discount something and it sneaks up on us and grabs us when we're not expecting it. So I trust that will all be an encouragement for you today. Well, there we go. We actually got some words out in the end. So on to the clip. And also asked to look at changes. I detect this is a bit of a remix from Bruce Hornsby's The Way It Is. And very much just very Tupac, and just talking about why are things the way that they are. Can't things be different? Can't things change? Can't we get on with each other? Can't we do this? Humanity's just better than this. And we're just not getting it. And sometimes we need lyrics like this one to actually really, really grab us by the scruff of the neck and give us a bit of a shake. That's what Tupac well and truly did. That's off the Greatest Hits album from 1998. We then got Dear Mama, and at the start of this one you'll see a bit of a reflection of the mum himself and how Tupac came into the world. And very much, I think this is a bit of a thing of him talking to his mum and say, hey mum, I know I wasn't the best of kids, I really, really get that, but thank you for being my mum. This is from the album Me Against the World from 1995, and this is the official clip on that one. I thought we'd pick a live version in there, and we got All About You from 1998. Now, when I look at this live clip and look at how he's singing it, feels like it's all about the audience and the crowd, and thanking them for the success that Tupac's actually received over the years, and just sort of giving him the best concert that you can. Of course, Tupac was an all-encompassing experience, which sometimes is not easy to do as a rap artist, but Tupac, certainly being as influential as he was, had no problem doing it. So it's good to see a live version of this one. Not scared to put it out there, not scared to actually show who he was to the world. So a pretty amazing clip, that one. We then got I Ain't Mad About You, and this is from the album All Eyes on Me from 1996, and this is the official clip. Not sure I reckon because he was killed that year. You know what? I reckon he knew what was coming. You do wonder about that. What he's saying to the world is, hey, look, whatever happens here, I'm not mad at you, and I'm going to just be, it's okay. And so I think it's a pretty confronting clip given what happened in the same year. And given, he's probably diced with death on many, many occasions. I think there's something quite poignant about this particular clip. So we've got an official clip on that one. I suppose a little bit, he wasn't afraid to wear the nice clothes and to look his best, and this is very much the case with this song. I think the white suit is him in heaven looking back down on earth. So it's a pretty amazing clip, that one, actually. Then I thought, well, there's nothing like another rapper to really, really bring Tupac to life, to bring its memory alive. And this is Snoop Dogg's induction of Tupac in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017. So I thought I'd better put that one in there. Well, I wanted to put that one in there because nothing talks about a rapper like another rapper. They kind of got it. They understood each other. Snoop Dogg was a long-time friend and collaborator of Tupac. So I thought it'd be good to put that one in there as well. So the links to those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos are in the description below. I'm not going to include my video from Paul Simon. He can tap onto the end of BB King next time. But if this is your first time, the Live Reflections through music, or you've come back for another one, thank you to everybody for doing so. So cool to be getting the engagement I've been getting of late. And this video is actually recorded and put up in the same day. I don't normally do that because I've got about 8 ready to go. I don't want to overwhelm you all. Now we only put up 3 a week, but I thought I'd record and put this one up on the same day because that's sometimes what we need to do. So I trust it's been encouragement for you today. Well, as I promised with Paul Simon, we're going to get on to jazz legend BB King next time. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.